Why have guns been lying around for years, but it's only been recently when mass shootings have become as common and deadly as they are? Hi, I'm Nick Knightsbridge. I'm going to try and answer that question for you guys. So many facets to this question. Firstly, probably is that the NRA really gets their way recently. Of course, a few days ago we had the shooting in Florida. Just highlighted again, the school shooting just highlighted again how easy it is for people to get semi-automatic rifles, pretty much machines made for war, but because the NRA is so busy giving money to campaigns for politicians, really no one has the guts to take them on. So as the years have gone by, basically legislation to restrict gun, paraphernalia. I'm not a gun expert myself, but for example, magazines that allow you to have more shots at the ready, in the rifle, ready to be shot. Restrictions like this, they've tried to put restrictions, but the NRA fights them all the way. So that's probably one of the reasons why they've become more deadly. So to speak, because you can have 15, 20 rounds in a magazine, and in some countries, I believe in Canada, they're restricted to only like 5 or 6. So of course, it takes more time to change. The guy can be tackled, the shooter, the murderer, whatever you want to call him. So that's probably the biggest reasons why the numbers have been getting bigger. The casualty list, semi-automatic weapons, easy to buy. Magazine capacity they haven't restricted in a lot of places. I believe California has a restriction on it, but often whenever states try and put restrictions on magazine capacity and laser sights and things like this, or essentially little devices that can turn a semi-automatic into an automatic, we even have that. It's pretty easy. I believe instructions are all over the internet. They're on YouTube. You drill here, drill there, and there's even a kit that helps you turn a semi-automatic into an automatic, which of course is going to be devastating in a scenario like Florida, or as was the case in Las Vegas last year when someone was shooting out of a window and hit like hundreds, I believe. Not everyone, of course, died, but still, that he was using a full automatic, which is restricted. I believe, but you can still get around that if you come up with a clean FBI background check. Now, of course, a lot of people have talked about the mental health aspect of it, how it's very hard to restrict someone's gun rights based on, let's say, a psych evaluation, something like that. Interesting to note that Donald Trump, one of the first things he did in office was to remove the basically, what was it? So President Obama before him put a restriction on people with mental disease and handicap from having guns, and I believe one of the first things Mr. Trump did was to remove this. Interestingly, this week the press has been trying to get a picture of this. When he signed this law into effect, or this probably was a presidential decree or order. And the White House is reluctant, won't release it because they know the bad press that'll come to from this due to Florida. And there's another aspect. Of course, it should be easier for people to get on the list. I mean, I'm all for gun rights. I'm not a total lefty liberal that thinks that they should all be banned. But if it's if you're going to do it right. A lot of European countries, of course, completely ban guns, and some allow them. But you need to show good cause for them, especially if you're going to buy a rifle or a semi-automatic. You need to show reason, and maybe 19 years old isn't the best age. I mean, as someone highlighted online, 21 years old to drink in Florida, but 19 you can buy an AR-15. It's kind of crazy. And of course, the third thing I would say, third reason why it's becoming more common is that publicity. Everyone, it seems, especially this the youngest generation, the millennials, are all about I don't know how to put it, publicity. It's if they find it really important. Not everyone, of course, but infamy is really important. It seems these people are crying out for help, and I don't want to say all millennials obviously have this, but definitely social media has made it more important to be liked, popular, etc. And people that don't fit within these certain cliques, or maybe ones that feel like outcasts, or whichever problems they've had at home. I believe this last shooter in Florida had some family issues and was living with an aunt. But nevertheless, the kid obviously felt alienated, and easy access to guns. Not being popular was a really dangerous mix of things. So I guess a lot of them do it for press attention, and unfortunately we give them that. And in today's world and media, you know, one thing around the world can spread so quickly and easily, and I guess they unfortunately look up to people that did it in the past, and they want to become famous, and they don't feel like they belong, and social media kind of adds to this pressure to be popular, I think. So it's a perfect storm. All right, that was my take on that. If you guys have any questions, please send them to me, and I'll answer them spontaneously. Thank you very much.